Welcome to KKR Fan Cam, everybody. We are live from Tolerance Oval in Abu Dhabi, where KKR intra-squad practice match is on. It's between Team Purple and Team Gold. Right now, Dinesh Karthik is in the middle. Ben Cutting is bowling to him. The team has been here for a couple of weeks already, has been training a lot. I have with me Anubhav Jain, who will be commentating.
Thank you, Achint. It's a pleasure joining you here in the makeshift commentary setup that we have. Wrapped on the pad, appeal by Ben Cutting, but no signal by David Hussey, the team mentor, playing the role of the umpire in this practice match. Let us remind our viewers that KKR play the first match on the 20th against rivals RCB to start the second phase of this IPL campaign played in the UAE. Ben Cutting now, bowling to DK.
Down the leg, it's a wide. Just to remind you, in Team Purple, there is Shubman, there is Nitish, there is DK, so it's a power-packed batting lineup. Nice breezy evening here in Abu Dhabi.
Play and a miss, well bowled by Ben Cutting. As Achint was saying, nice breezy evening. It's pleasant, not too hot, especially compared to what the temperature was like yesterday in the high 30s, low 40s, but very humid nonetheless. Of course, it's something that the boys are used to, having played here in the 2020 edition of the IPL. Beautifully played by Dinesh Karthik. Was pitched short, rocked onto the back foot, and then played a splendid pull shot down the ground for a boundary. Picks up 4 there, DK.
DK flew in from England after his commentary duties, but didn't look like he was out of form at all, even in the nets. Very promising signs for all KKR fans that their vice captain is in form.
Absolutely. Continuing the form that he showed in the commentary box. Of course, labelled as the Giorgio Armani of sports broadcasting by Michael Atherton because of his exploits in the commentary box. Please keep us posted with your questions, your comments. We will be taking a look at the comments that are coming in intermittently, and we'll try our best to answer as many as possible. That's one of the reasons we're doing this live, so that we can make this as interactive as possible between all of us here present in the ground and you guys watching back at home or wherever you might be watching this from.
Oh, that's a slower ball. Venkatesh Iyer read it well.
That's the end of the over.
स्पिन को लाया जा रहा है अब टीम गोल्ड वरुण चक्रवर्ती से बॉलिंग करवाएगी.
वरुण चक्रवर्ती को बहुत बहुत बधाई उनके T20 स्क्वाड में सिलेक्ट होने के लिए.
वेंकटेश अय्यर स्पिन अच्छा खेलते हैं। बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग बैटल होने वाली है ये। पार्क प्ले के ओवर्स समाप्त हो चुके हैं। आउटफील्ड में कई सारे फील्डर्स, लॉन्ग ऑफ है, डीप पॉइंट है, लॉन्ग ऑन है, डीप स्क्वायर लेग, डीप मिड विकेट। पांच फील्डर।
Well played. They'll be looking for 2. And they get that easily.
वेंकटेश अय्यर हमेशा ही स्पिन बहुत अच्छी खेलते हैं। हमने पहले इंट्रा स्क्वाड मैचेस जो मुंबई में हुए थे उसमें भी देखा था कि वो वेंकटेश अय्यर हरभजन सिंह के अगेंस्ट भी बहुत ही अच्छा स्पिन खेल रहे थे। उनकी एबिलिटी है कि वो बहुत अच्छा लेंथ को रीड करते हैं। जैसे इस बार हमने देखा वो बैकफुट पे गए, उन्होंने पंच कर दिया।
Played well. One bounce straight to the fielder.
एक और सिंगल और अब इंटरेस्टिंग बैटल देखने को मिलेगी। वरुण चक्रवर्ती टू डीके अन्ना। Varun has a lot of respect for DK. He has played an instrumental role in DK's life, and it is always an interesting battle when your kind of a protege is bowling to you. DK looking at the field, looking at all the gaps. He'll probably be looking to nudge around a few singles and get the innings going.
He's off to a good start so far. DK plays that cautiously. No run there. As Achint was saying, Varun and DK, of course, very close compatriots, very close friends. DK, one of many who's backed Varun Chakravarti as well, and of course played a big role in his resurgence, in his rise as a spinner. Achint, both batsmen looking good so far, not rusty at all. They've been middling it, playing cautiously at the moment.
That is the idea for these practice games, that you get as much time in the middle as you can. They will be aggressive, but at the same point of time they want to make full use of the conditions here. And Varun is never easy to get away with.
Absolutely. Well said. That's one of the reasons we call him the mystery spinner. And despite having played a few seasons now, he still continues to bamboozle batsmen with his mystery spin. Ben cutting now back into the attack.
Ben cutting to DK. Oh, that's a full toss. He has flicked it to deep mid wicket. Must be a little disappointed. He could have put it away anyway.
Ultimately going straight to the fielder. Venkatesh Iyer now on strike, facing Ben Cutting. Katsi steaming in. Flicked off the legs, has a chance to pick up 2. They go for 2, and at the end pick up 2 runs fairly comfortably.
It's good running, good judgment there. Played with soft hands towards the leg side, and you can always get the 2 there.
And of course, running becomes an integral component of the game in T20 cricket. You get a lot of good balls, which you might not necessarily be able to put away for 4s and 6s, which is where picking up that extra run or 2 can come in very handy and crucial come the end of the match.
Oh, he's helped himself to a boundary there. Was drifting down the leg.
Beautifully played by Venkatesh Iyer. Knew the fact that fine leg was in the circle and flicked it above the fielder's leg, above the fielder's head, I beg your pardon, for a boundary.
So all the Night Riders fan, although we are showing you the live game from here in Abu Dhabi, I hope you are also watching the live game from St. Kitts, where Trinbago Night Riders are playing the semi-final against St. Lucia Kings in the CPL. Trinbago Night Riders has finished at the top of the table in the Hero CPL, like last year. Last year was a sensational year when the team did not lose a single game.
Invincibles.
Yeah, the Invincibles. Although St. Lucia Kings has got a good start. They're 54 for 1 in 4.5 overs. But KKR has the ability to bounce back from any position. That is what the Night Riders' philosophy is. And when cutting to DK, another full toss. This time he is not missed on it. Helped it towards deep fine leg boundary for a 4.
And speaking of the CPL, of course, we have a couple of Knights, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, competing in the CPL, but they will be joining us in the very near future before we get underway with the tournament here in the UAE.
But 2 of KKR's players are in action today, Tim Seaford and Sunil Narayan. Very exciting times there in St. Kitts. Yet another good shot from DK. He went on the back foot to cut it for another boundary.
DK looking in fine nick so far. Hit quite a few convincing shots. A couple of pull shots, a cut shot that you saw here. A couple of flicks off the leg. He's been middling it fairly well, timing the ball beautifully. Definitely bodes well for KKR leading up to the start of the season. And that marks the end of the over.
So 9 overs done, 76 for 3. So it's time to take some comments. I know a lot of people are missing Shakib here. Shakib has already come into Abu Dhabi. He has to quarantine for a few days. Then he'll be out. Shuman Ahmed wants to know the score. It's 76.
Charges.
9 overs.
Smacks it over cover. That was a good effort by Kamlesh Nagarkoti, I believe. Standing in short cover. Probably got his fingertip to it, but the ball eventually going to the boundary for 4 runs. That's another boundary for Venkatesh Iyer.
Venkatesh Iyer, an aggressive player. He dances down the track to hit that over mid-off. A wide. That's what happens from a batsman's perspective. You charge down the track and then the bowler tends to not give you any room. But that is where you can draw a wide.
And that's how batsmen so often put pressure on the bowlers as well. Now it's up to the bowler to see how he reacts.
Again dances down the track, this time yet another wide. Lots of comments coming in. Ravi Pandey, KKR jeetega is baar kya? It's a question that everybody is asking. The team is trying its level best. Avijit Dasgupta, left-hander is Venkatesh Iyer.
Please let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Of course, we have lots of fans in Calcutta naturally, but it's a global franchise with a fan base that's spread all across the world.
Kalyan Mondal wants to see a 6 from DK. Probably it's just the middle over part, but your wish may be granted soon. If not a 6, it's a boundary. Very good cut shot. Going on the back foot and cutting it. शुभमन गिल पहले बैटिंग कर चुके हैं. बहुत ही अच्छी शुरुआत दी थी उन्होंने. एक और चौका डीके के बल्ले से. शॉर्ट बॉल थी, बहुत अच्छे से पुल करा उन्होंने.
Achint, I think that comment that came in asking DK for a 6 has galvanized DK. 2 boundaries back to back. दो कंसेक्यूटिव चौके डीके के बल्ले से. डीके ऑन फायर.
Nafizur Rahman from Bangladesh wants to see Shakib. Shakib will be out in a few days after his quarantine. Leading edge. एक बहुत अच्छा अटेम्प्ट कैच के लिए, लेकिन कर नहीं पाए. Ben cutting. He was running towards the ball, but it landed just short of him.
मैं अभी डीके की इतनी बड़ाई कर रहा था, नियरली कमेंटेटर्स कर्स देखने को मिला. But he is still out there in the middle.
Donna Sen wants to see 7 matches, 7 wins and playoffs. We are keeping our fingers crossed, Donna Sen.
Donna Sen just mentioned she wants 7 wins out of 7 matches. KKR fans, आप लोग को याद दिला दूँ कि 2014 में भी जब हम लोग ने IPL जीता था, अब हम लोग का दूसरा खिताब 2012 में हम लोग का पहला खिताब था, तब we lost our first 5 matches. We lost 5 out of our first 7 matches, but then went on to win 7 on the trot, qualified for the playoffs, won a playoff match, played in the finals, and of course went on to lift the cup. If it could happen then, I see no reason as to why it can't happen now. Fingers crossed, nonetheless.
Venkatesh Iyer, what a good shot that is. Right. For a Massive 6. He danced down the track, smoothly lifted it over, long off for a 6.
Beautiful, beautiful shot. Just caressed it. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Danced down, as Achin said, and then beautifully lifted it over.
Where is Andre Russell? Andre Russell will be here right after the CPL. They are all coming in after the final. Right now is Jamaica Talawa's duty for him. Manish Manu, what a shot, yeah. We are all in awe of that shot, Anubhav.
Absolutely, likewise, Achin, likewise. It's been a very intelligent innings from Venkatesh Iyer so far. Started off on a slightly cautious note, but slowly but surely he's become a lot more aggressive, and now you can definitely see him showing absolutely no mercy towards any bad balls, any balls that are pitched close to his legs. And that 6 that we saw was yet another example of Venkatesh Iyer making sure that he's putting all those bad balls away.
DK back at strike. Varun Chakravarti to DK. Oh, it's a drop. DK went back on the back foot to cut it, but he was slightly late on the shot. Fielder on the third man dropped. Wasn't really a tough catch, but it was coming at a frantic pace.
So that's a lifeline that's presented to DK. The batsmen were able to pick up a single, and so now we see Venkatesh Iyer on strike facing Varun Chakravarti.
Oh, late cut. Varun will get a couple of runs there. Good fielding from Karun Nair there.
As Achin pointed out early on in the broadcast, Venkatesh Iyer, a lovely player of spin bowling. We see that time and time again in the nets, and we're seeing that now in this practice match between Team Purple and Team Gold. Excellently placed there between the two fielders, exactly what Venkatesh Iyer was looking to do, and picks up another couple of runs. Iyer facing Varun. Reverse sweep attempted and played successfully. Beats the fielder Karun Nair, who was inside the circle, and the ball there going for a boundary. Venkatesh Iyer adds another 4 runs to his kitty and to the kitty of Team Purple.
Sangram Biswas is asking, where is our captain Morgan? Captain Morgan came in a few days back. I think in a couple of days he'll also be out of quarantine, and he'll probably be seen in action in next 2 days. Oh, that's a mistumping. Varun foxed Venkatesh Iyer there with his flight and drift.
Good comeback by Varun after getting hit for a boundary by Iyer. Reverse swept for a boundary by Venkatesh Iyer. Good comeback. Speaking of our boys in quarantine, of course, we have Tim Southee as well, who's in quarantine at the moment, coming in as a replacement for Pat Cummins, who unfortunately will not be able to join us for the second phase of the IPL. both Kamo as well as his fiancée Becky expecting their child, their first child. Massive congratulations to Kamo and his family from all of us.
Yes, Abir Mukherjee, we all will miss Pat Cummins there. But we are all excited about Tim Southee. Coach Brendan McCullum spoke very highly about Tim Southee, how Tim Southee has been instrumental for New Zealand cricket. So we are all hoping that he would, especially in partnership with Lockie Ferguson, could be an asset.
Absolutely, well said, Achin. Absolutely, someone who has bags of experience. बहुत ही अनुभवी खिलाड़ी है. न्यूजीलैंड के लिए तो है ही, IPL में भी उनका बहुत अनुभव है, and I'm pretty sure all that experience that he has under his belt will come in very handy. So spin from the other end as well. DK now on strike.
Quite a few net ballers are here with KKR. One of the net ballers bowling to DK.
Full toss, juicy full toss, and DK putting that away. Giving the ball the treatment that it was begging for as soon as the ball was released from the hand. Juicy full toss. DK off to a good start in this over.
Qadri Shoaib is asking, where is Lockie Ferguson? You will see him in action soon. He's here today.
Achin, Lockie's first day out of quarantine, is it?
Yes, it's his first day. He has spent almost a year in quarantine, that's what he was saying. Spent quite a bit of time, because whenever you go, you have to go back to New Zealand, you have to quarantine for 14 days. It's a tough life back there. Hit it straight to the bowler. DK had to rush back there in case of a deflection to the stumps. Venkatesh Iyer facing leg spin. Lances down the track. Nudges it for a single. Kind of yogged himself there.
A good partnership building between Venkatesh Iyer and DK. They played a very sensible cricket so far, respecting the good balls but making sure that they're actually dispatching the bad balls away to the boundary.
Asif Malik writes to us, he's watching from Jammu and Kashmir. Welcome, Asif. We know KKR fan base is all across India and all across the world. Ketan Bhardwaj, Russell will be here after the CPL. Everybody is waiting to see him back in action. But good googly there. DK read it well.
And rest assured, once Andre Russell is here, there's absolutely no way that you'll be missing him. That's how the big man makes his presence felt, both on as well as off the field. DK not quite connecting with that sweep shot, a shot that he typically connects with, one of his favorite shots, and a shot that he plays remarkably well, but picking up a single, and that marks the end of the over. It'll be DK again on strike, having picked up a single in the final delivery.
मनीष मानू केकेआर के बहुत बड़े फ़ैन हैं अजमेर से, और उम्मीद रखते हैं कि केकेआर इस बार ट्रॉफी जीतेगी। मनीष हम भी बिल्कुल सेम ही उम्मीद रखते हैं। टीम अपनी पूरी जोर शोर से तैयारी कर रही है। उप कप्तान डीके स्ट्राइक पे हैं, converting ones into twos, but also being vigilant about the field, so deciding against it.
And rightfully so in that case. Definitely would have been a close call. Venkatesh Iyer now carefully sizing up his options. Looking at the fielders to his left, to his right, as Varun Chakravarti prepares to bowl to him.
Yet another brilliant shot by Venkatesh Iyer. बहुत ही अच्छा inside out खेलते हैं.
And you could tell before this ball was bowled, he had beautifully studied the field placing. He knew exactly where the fielders were.
बहुत लोग स्कोर जानना चाहते हैं। 12.3 ओवर्स में 125 रन पे 3 विकेट।
Wide ball and one by that they picked up.
Karun Nair there, marshalling his resources. He is the captain of Team Gold.
So Team Purple now on 127 after 12.3 overs, 3 wickets down, 7 wickets left.
So क्या लगता है आपको फैंस कितना स्कोर बनाएंगे? डीके और वेंकटेश अय्यर दोनों क्रीज पे हैं, बहुत अच्छी पारी खेल रहे हैं। 7 ओवर बाकी हैं। नीतीश राणा इनके बाद बल्लेबाजी करने आ सकते हैं।
Let us know in the comment section what you've made of the innings so far, played by both DK as well as Venkatesh Iyer, as well as what you see the final total being at the end of the 20 overs.
महेश पठादे बोल रहे हैं 180, सुमन अहमद बोल रहे हैं 207। अपने फाइनल स्कोर्स बताते जाइए हमें। That's a good sweep shot by DK for yet another boundary. DK is a great sweeper of the ball.
And I think, Achint, what really stood out for me watching both of these batsmen is that neither of them has really taken too many risks, yet they've picked up runs at a fairly fast pace, haven't they?
They're both technically so sound that if you read the game well, you can score runs without taking too much risk. But at the same point of time, Varun has bowled really well against them. फहाद खान बोल रहे हैं 160, शायद 160 से तो ज़्यादा ही लगेंगे। कादरी शोएब पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि केकेआर प्लेऑफ्स में क्वालिफाई करे। सारे प्लेयर्स अपनी पूरी तरीके से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं।
13 ओवर समाप्त, 129 for the loss of 3 wickets अभी।
अकील अंसारी 215 बोल रहे हैं, वो भी अचीवेबल लग रहा है फिलहाल तो। अयान अहमद 210।
And thank you so much for all of you tuning in, for sending in your comments, your thoughts, your predictions. If you're just joining us, let us remind you that this is Team Purple versus Team Gold, a KKR inter-squad practice match. We're less than a week away before we resume proceedings in the second phase of the IPL in the UAE. KKR, of course, playing the first match on the 20th against RCB. And goes without saying, the squad preparing for that matchup. Despite the fact that we had a 4-month break, a 4.5-month break between the end of the first phase and the start of the second phase, all players looking very sharp based on everything that we've seen in this practice match, as well as everything that we saw in all the practices and all the net sessions that we've had so far. And one of those guys who's looked very sharp, not just with his bowling, but also with his hairstyle, Kamlesh Nagarkoti. And it will be him bowling to Venkatesh Iyer.
किशोर कतराड़े पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या अभिषेक नायर अंपायरिंग कर रहे हैं। जी हाँ, अभिषेक नायर और डेविड हसी अंपायरिंग कर रहे हैं। अंपायरिंग एक बहुत ही अच्छा तरीका होता है जिससे आप बड़े क्लोजली मॉनिटर भी कर सकते हैं एज कोचेस। नागरकोटी इनटू बॉल टू वेंकटेश अय्यर देयर, missed his run up a little bit, happens quite a bit.
Absolutely.
पोकान रॉय चौधरी, आंद्रे रसल जल्दी ही आएंगे आफ्टर द CPL.
Andre Russell definitely is a fan favorite, but tell us who are some of the other players that you guys look forward to seeing once the second phase resumes.
वेंकटेश अय्यर एक अच्छी पारी खेलते हुए और दिनेश कार्तिक के साथ अच्छी साझेदारी निभाते हुए। बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि नागरकोटी अपनी बॉलिंग से इम्प्रेस करें। कल हमने देखा था कि अपने नेट्स में वो बॉलिंग कर रहे थे डीके को, और बहुत ही अच्छी यॉर्कर मारी उन्होंने। ऑलमोस्ट डीके अपना बैलेंस को बैठे, यही उम्मीद करते हैं नागरकोटी से। बट यहाँ हाफ बॉली दे दी जिस पे डीके ने
पूरा फ़ायदा उठाया और 4 रन डीके के नाम। डीके अब तक बहुत ही तगड़े फॉर्म में नज़र आ रहे हैं, बहुत ही ताबड़तोड़ बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, बहुत स्मूथ इनिंग्स उनकी।
134 रन पे 3 विकेट। 14th ओवर चल रहा है, इसके बाद 6 ओवर और हैं। एक और अच्छा शॉट मिड ऑफ अंदर लिया हुआ है। बहुत मुश्किल होता है फास्ट बॉलर के लिए अगर कभी मिड ऑफ अंदर हो T20 क्रिकेट में, लेकिन यही इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप अपनी लेंथ को आगे रखें, यॉर्कर लेंथ की कोशिश करें।
लेकिन डीके जैसे क्लास बैट्समैन के साथ तभी भी कोई गारंटी नहीं। बॉल इतनी भी पिच्ड अप नहीं थी, गुड लेंथ में थी, लेकिन तभी भी डीके ने लेंथ को बहुत जल्दी पिकअप किया।
बहुत अच्छी विकेट दिख रही है ऑन द राइज बैटिंग करने के लिए। डीके के 50 रन पूरे हो गए। बहुत ही अच्छी इनिंग्स। एक 2 बैक टू बैक बाउंड्रीज मारी हैं डीके ने। अब नागरकोटी अगेन इनटू बॉल टू दिनेश कार्तिक देयर। Tried pulling the ball, it got stuck into his pads there. Brilliant 50 there from Dinesh Karthik. Kamlesh Karthik has a towel in his hands. It's quite hot and humid conditions here, so there is always sweaty palms. Not much dew. It is the humid conditions that is making players use the towel a lot more. Very good pull shot there from DK. Just a single there. Now Venkatesh Iyer is back on strike. How impressed are we with Venkatesh Iyer now?
Very impressed, Achint. Very impressed. He's looked very cool, very calm, very composed out there in the middle. Played a very sensible and mature innings. And as his innings has progressed, he's also accelerated from 3rd gear to 4th gear to 5th gear.
Uppercut. Read the length very nicely, but it was a slower bouncer, so he couldn't generate a lot of pace off his shot.
Third man able to pick that up. And ultimately Venkatesh Iyer picking up a single there, and that marks the end of the over. End of the over from Kamlesh Nagarkoti.
ओकन राव चौधरी पूछ रहे हैं कि टिम साउदी क्या पहले 3 मैचों के लिए अवेलेबल होंगे। टिम साउदी अपने क्वारंटीन से बाहर आ जाएंगे पहले मैच से पहले, और वो अवेलेबल होंगे। सुमन घोष, शुभमन गिल इसी टीम का पार्ट है, लेकिन वो आउट हो चुके हैं अभी। उन्होंने बहुत ही अच्छी ओपनिंग करी। स्पिन को लाया जा रहा है वेंकटेश अय्यर के अगेंस्ट।
वेंकटेश अय्यर शुभमन गिल के ओपनिंग पार्टनर थे अब तक। आउट देयर इन द मिडल, प्लेइंग एक्सेप्शनली वेल। दोनों शुभमन गिल और वेंकटेश अय्यर ने बहुत ही सॉलिड शुरुआत दी टीम पर्पल को। फिर शुभमन के आउट होने के बाद राहुल त्रिपाठी आए थे। राहुल त्रिपाठी ने भी काफ़ी तूफ़ानी बल्लेबाजी की, लेकिन फिर जल्दी आउट हो गए। नीतीश राणा आए थे।
14 ओवर में 140 रन, 3 विकेट। वेंकटेश अय्यर अब 41 पे पहुंच गए हैं। डीके ने अपनी 50 रन पूरे कर लिए। थोड़े उनके भी स्वेटी पाम्स हैं, ग्लव्स चेंज करना चाहते हैं।
बहुत ही बेहतरीन पार्टनरशिप डीके और वेंकटेश अय्यर के बीच। बहुत अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग देखने को मिली है। बोथ ऑफ देम हैव रन रियली वेल बिटवीन द विकेट्स, कन्वर्टेड लॉट्स ऑफ 1s to 2s।
परवीन कारवसरा पूछ रहे हैं कि कीपर कौन है। कीपर इस टाइम शेल्डन जैक्सन है। डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट के महारथी, बहुत रन बनाते हैं। कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के पार्ट हैं दूसरी बार। पहले वो 2015 से 2017 तक टीम के साथ थे, और इस साल उन्होंने वापसी करी है KKR में। डीके ने रूम बनाया और स्ट्रेट खेल दिया। वो इनसाइड आउट खेलने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, क्योंकि मिड ऑफ अंदर था। मिड ऑफ के ऊपर से निकालना चाहते थे, लेकिन थोड़ा लेग स्पिनर ने अच्छी बॉलिंग करी एंड ही फॉलोड हिम। didn't give him much room there.
लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी DK picks up 4 runs. Marching along beautifully, DK.
वेंकटेश अय्यर ने ओपनिंग नहीं करी थी, वो 2 डाउन आए थे. ओपनिंग करी थी शुभमन गिल ने और राहुल त्रिपाठी ने. सुमन गुचैत, टिम सीफर्ट CPL के बाद KKR की टीम को ज्वाइन करेंगे. आंद्रे रसल और सुनील नारायण के साथ ही आएंगे वो. बहुत ही अच्छा शॉट वेंकटेश अय्यर का, डाउन द ट्रैक, ओवर द बॉलर्स हेड फॉर अ बाउंड्री.
Venkatesh Iyer now closing in on his half century. We'll confirm the scores for you in a second, but I believe Venkatesh Iyer on 46 at the moment. DK just went past the 50 mark a couple of overs back. And now Venkatesh Iyer looking to follow suit. Picks up a single there. Speaking of Tim Seifert, we've seen quite a few exploits from him in the CPL so far. We'll be hoping that all 3 nights, Narayan, Russell as well as Seifert can continue their good form once they join the Knight Riders here
Yet
in the
another
IPL
boundary
camp.
here for DK. Rock back on the back foot. Both the point fielder and the third man fielder were inside, and he used the opportunity to go over them.
Slashed hard at it. And then picked up 4 after the ball went above the fielder's head.
चुका है. 155 रन 3 विकेट पे बने हैं टीम पर्पल के. वेंकटेश अय्यर अब 46 पे खेल रहे हैं. बेन कटिंग बॉल करने के लिए आए हैं.
A lot of you had sent us predictions for what you reckon the final total is going to be. Some of you saying 207, 215. I believe scores in the low 200s looking likely. But you never know with these two batsmen looking in sublime touch. We might go well above 200 as well.
टाइम नहीं कर पाए इस शॉट को. 47 पे नॉट आउट वेंकटेश अय्यर. डीके अपने 50 रन पूरे कर चुके हैं. 156 for 3. 15.1 overs.
Looks like a solid batting track. So even a score of close to 200 or above 200 chaseable here. So we're definitely in for a cracking second half of this matchup. Do stay with us on our Facebook pages. Of course, we'll be showing the second innings of this matchup to you as well. Should be a gripping run chase.
रीता रॉय पूछ रही हैं कि कैप्टन मॉर्गन कहाँ है. कैप्टन मॉर्गन अभी 2 दिन का क्वारंटाइन उनको और बचा है. ओह, व्हाट अ शॉट देयर फ्रॉम वेंकटेश अय्यर. 50 रन पूरे. बहुत ही बेहतरीन पारी वेंकटेश अय्यर के द्वारा. अपनी नीज पे गए, एक रिवर्स स्कूप खेला वेरी रेयरली ये शॉट देखने को मिलता है.
वो भी फास्ट बॉलर के खिलाफ.
एंटिसिपेट करा कि आउटसाइड ऑफ स्टंप यॉर्कर होगी.
And with that shot, Venkatesh Iyer brings up his 50 in quite some style. A very well-deserved 50 from Venkatesh Iyer. 51 not out.
ओह, बेहतरीन तरीके से कवर्स के ऊपर उड़ा दिया. अच्छी फील्डिंग वहाँ पे. वेंकटेश अय्यर ने रूम बनाया और इस बार कवर्स के ऊपर से उड़ाया.
2 रन उठाए वेंकटेश अय्यर ने. 53 नॉट आउट. अब
शुभमन गिल and Karuna are the captains for the team. Somil Mukherjee is asking who are the captains for the team. एक और अच्छा पुल शॉट. थोड़ी बॉल क्लाइम कर गई थी वेंकटेश अय्यर पे.
both very tall men, Ben Cutting as well as Venkatesh Iyer, well above 6 feet tall.
Interesting battle now. Ben Cutting to Dinesh Karthik. Lovely evening here at the Tolerance Oval in Sheikh Zayed Cricket Stadium in Abu Dhabi, where we are bringing you the action live. Good outside off stump Yorker from Ben Cutting. Managed to squeeze the dot ball.
Good way to end the over with the dot ball. Both batsmen, you see, Venkatesh Iyer as well as Dinesh Karthik, have crossed the half century mark.
शिवम मावी बॉल करने आए हैं वेंकटेश अय्यर को. अब अंपायरिंग कर रहे हैं कायल मिल्स, हमारे बॉलिंग कोच, जो शिवम मावी को कई कुछ टिप्स देते हुए. इंटरेस्टिंग, अंपायर्स गिविंग टिप्स टू द बॉलर.
And speaking of Shivam Mavi, I'm sure you'll remember his beautiful spell against Punjab Kings during the first phase of the IPL. Went for close to 4 runs per over, slightly under 4 runs per over, very economical. और अभी यहाँ बॉलिंग करते हुए वेंकटेश अय्यर को.
एक और चीकी शॉट मारने की कोशिश वेंकटेश अय्यर की, इस बार कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाए. बाल बचे. फाइन लेग अंदर है. पूरा मौके का फ़ायदा उठाना चाहते हैं वेंकटेश अय्यर. Shivam Mavi to Venkatesh Iyer. Young gun versus young gun in the Kolkata Knight Riders setup here. Very good shot by Venkatesh Iyer. If you can play straight shots, sometimes you don't need those cheeky shots, but it's a practice game. You have to practice for every scenario there.
Absolutely. And along with the cheeky shots that we've seen lots of these straight hits as well from Venkatesh Iyer. So both the unorthodox shots as well as the textbook straight drives and straight hits that we've seen from both of these batsmen. But as they say, unorthodox is a very relative term. These days, most batsmen are 360-degree players. And we nearly saw another 360-degree hit from Venkatesh Iyer. Wasn't quite able to connect, but DK and Venkatesh Iyer were able to pick up a single. And with that single, the score ticks on. Slight change in the field that we're seeing. So we had third man back before this ball. Now third man coming in. Shivam Mavi bowling to Dinesh Karthik. DK hits it hard, but the ball goes straight up in the air. Long off and cover converging, and long off now taking a catch. So that's DK dismissed after a fine innings.
40 बॉल पे 60 रन मार के डीके ने बहुत ही बेहतरीन पारी खेली. आप आखिरी ओवर्स में एक्सेलरेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं और यहाँ पे इस बार वो नाकामयाब रहे, लेकिन बहुत ही अच्छी बैटिंग का नुमाइना. नीतीश राणा अंदर आते हुए.
So very promising signs for us as KKR fans, with DK playing that sublime knock, hitting 60 odd of 40 balls. And DK now getting a round of applause from all his teammates who are back in the dugout.
नीतीश राणा अब आए हैं. शिवम मावी नीतीश राणा को बॉलिंग करेंगे. Venkatesh Iyer on strike. They had crossed over while the ball was in the air. What a gorgeous shot from Venkatesh Iyer. He's cheeky on the onside, he's cheeky on the offside.
He's been cheeky everywhere. You know, just a couple of minutes back, we were talking about how batsmen now need to be 360-degree players. And this innings from Venkatesh Iyer has been a paragon of just that. A prime example of how batsmen have to adapt just to make sure that they can maximize the scoring opportunities that they get.
ओह, एक और बाउंसर. इस बार शायद हेलमेट के ऊपर थी, लेकिन वाइड नहीं दी गई. Venkatesh Iyer is asking for a wide there. Good bouncer from Shivam Mavi there. I mean, you ball a short ball, you get uppercut for a boundary. You have to make a comeback. Ball a better bouncer.
And that's exactly what Shivam Mavi did there. Mavi, despite being very young, 22 years of age, not short of confidence at all, and that's one of the hallmark of all our KKR boys. Lots of youngsters in the team, but youngsters who play with a lot of spunk.
Ben Cutting is back into the attack, marshalling his fielding there. Wants to send back. Third man is already seen what these batsmen are up to. Brings in the mid-wicket fielder, keeping the cow corner open. Starts with the short ball.
Nitish Rana, one of 3 players from the KKR setup to have made their debuts for India in the recent series against Sri Lanka. Nitish Rana, Varun Chakravarti and Sandeep Warrior, the 3 names.
.2 overs, 174 for 4. Nitish Rana and Venkatesh Iyer are batting. A lot of you said that team will reach 200. They are playing at 10 per over.
Achint, 200, close to 200, 200 plus stiff total on this pitch, you reckon?
It is. Perhaps the same batsman will have to come back to chase the target as well. It is an intra-squad match. You want to bat as much as possible. Ben Ketting really wants to get his field right. Has left the cow corner open, but he wants square leg to be exactly where it is. And it goes straight into the hands of square leg, but he drops it. Great field setting though from Ben Cutting.
Absolutely, must be gutted after all the hard work in getting the field setting right. The catch eventually dropped by the fielder. Was a difficult chance, but at this level you should be taking that, so that's a lifeline, that's a reprieve for Venkatesh Iyer.
Perhaps a net bowler there who's fielding for us. Ben Cutting now again to Nitish Rana. Bowled. That's what happens when you see a empty cow corner in the death overs. You want to hoik it over cow corner, but Nitish Rana could not really read the off cutter there from Ben Cutting. Now Rahul Tripathi comes in to replace Rana here.
And that's the risk that you have to face as a batsman coming in the death overs. You have no option but to try and knock every ball out of the park, and that's exactly what Nitish Rana tried to do there. But Ben Cutting getting the better of him, getting him clean bowled. As Achin mentioned, Nitish Rana now back to the pavilion. Rahul Tripathi is now out there in the middle.
175 रन 5 विकेट के नुकसान पर. बेन कटिंग बहुत ही अच्छी बॉलिंग. ऑलमोस्ट 2 बार उन्होंने नितिश राणा को आउट कर दिया. एक बार उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी फील्ड सेटिंग करी, एग्जैक्टली जहाँ पे उन्हें डीप स्क्वायर लेग चाहिए था वहाँ पे लगाया, कैच गई लेकिन ड्रॉप हो गए. बट अगली बार सारा काम उन्होंने खुद ही कर दिया. एक अच्छी बॉल ऑफ कटर, फॉक्स्ड हिम एंड गॉट हिज ऑफ स्टंप देयर. Now Ben Cutting to Rahul Tripathi. .176 for 5. Crucial overs here. Rahul Tripathi and Venkatesh Iyer would look to get the maximum out of these remaining balls. They have a good platform.
The batting team, Team Purple, still looks set to achieve a very challenging total. Although I will say that in the last couple of overs, the run rate has slowed down a bit. Of course, Team Purple picking up Team Purple losing a couple of quick wickets. DK and Nitish Rana.
Great shot there from Venkatesh Iyer. Over deep square leg boundary for a 6. Sorry, it's a 4. Very good shot, very good pull shot. Ben Cutting had placed the fielder there, but Venkatesh Iyer just missed the fielder there by a couple of yards to get that boundary.
So just a couple of overs left to end this innings. So Team Purple now will be looking to up the ante. Rahul Tripathi on strike.
18 overs, 180 for 5. Shivam Mavi back into the attack. Rahul Tripathi. Which guard do you think he's taking? Leg stump, middle stump, off stump? Fans, give us your answers. Shivam Mavi coming into ball to Rahul Tripathi here. 2 overs remaining, 180 for 5. That's a wide. It's a costly wide. It's gone for 4 and now it's 5 runs. These are the wides you really dread bowling. But he was anticipating that Rahul Tripathi might make a bit of room to play it over mid-off, so he bowled round his legs.
And with that, that's 5 bonus runs added to the total of Team Purple, which takes the score up to 185
for the 5 wickets. This time he pierces the point fielder and the third man, which was inside, to get another boundary. Sorry, the first one was a wide boundary. This one is off the bat. Mavi has already given 9 runs in 1 ball, so it's 189 for 5.
And the innings now picking up pace once again after those quick back-to-back wickets of DK and Nitish Rana. But we've already seen a couple of boundaries in this over, a boundary to end the previous over. And now Team Purple looking all but sure
200.
to go past 200, as Achin said.
That's a slower ball, very good slower ball. Almost fox Rahul Tripathi there. He had no option but to just play it along for a single.
And the variations is something that Shivam Mavi has made a very deliberate effort to work on. I remember having a conversation with him during the first phase of the season, and he was talking about how he's added a lot of variations to his armory, to his repertoire. And of course, it's something that's necessary in T20 cricket if you are to get the better of the batsman you're bowling to.
Venkatesh Iyer to Shivam Mavi to Venkatesh Iyer there. Very promising all-rounder in the ranks of KKR. Both all-rounders actually, Shivam Mavi to Venkatesh Iyer. This time he has played it in the hands of long-on fielder. That brings an end to a spectacular innings from Venkatesh Iyer. He was going great guns today, showed a lot of promise. The ball was in his arc. He wanted to clear the long-on fielder, but the slowness of the wicket probably foxed him a bit.
But a fine innings that comes to an end from Venkatesh Iyer. Getting lots of pats on the back, lots of plaudits as he's leaving the field.
Pawan Negi replaces Venkatesh Iyer. Another explosive death over batsman. Rahul Tripathi is on strike. They crossed while the ball was in the air. Very important wicket for Shivam Mavi there. After conceding 9 runs of the first ball, it was important to get that wicket. Yet another boundary towards the third man. This time Rahul Tripathi played it very late. The third man was inside. That's the danger that you have in death overs. Venkatesh Iyer scored 68 runs of 41 balls. Very good innings there.
With Tripathi here carrying on the good work.
Keep tuning into our YouTube channel as well, KKR Official, where you'll see highlights from both these, DK's innings and Venkatesh Iyer's innings.
A swing and a miss from Rahul Tripathi. He was looking at the umpire, hoping for a wide signal, but no wide given by Kyle Mills, our bowling coach, who's standing in as the umpire. Probably